For today's Cyber CEO episode,
Coach Sandy, she got it. She does our emails. She does our marketing for any events that we have going on. She does our Facebook marketing. It's amazing. She's taken tons and tons and tons of time out of us and also our team. She's a sweet person. I love her personality. She's outgoing. Love the way she takes it upon herself to just ask all the time what we need. The fact that she's willing to help and has a conscious mind of like, they are going to be super busy tomorrow. Maybe I can help them out, even if it's just calling someone or emailing someone. So I love that she's super helpful like that.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome week here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Claudia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do, but we really appreciate your time. Now, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Claudia?
Well, my name is Claudia Guerrero, and me and my husband own two martial arts schools here in New Jersey. And we've been in business for over 20 years now. So, yeah, I'm basically, my role here is basically everything. Right?
Anything.
All the back end non-martial arts related things.
So 20 years in the business, am I right? Gosh, a lot of experience right there. But I'm curious though, how about virtual leverage? Is this your first time working with someone who is virtual?
It is the first time we were working with a virtual assistant. A lot of hesitation in the beginning, like, are they going to be able to create rapport? Are people going to be able to understand them? Are they going to really be working? You know, all these things come to mind when you think about a virtual assistant, but thankfully, Cyberbacker was great.
All right, that's good to know that you're having a great experience with your Cyberbacker. Now, my next question is about the transition, because I know we were all used to working with people that we can meet, sometimes people that go to the office, things like that. Now, everything's going a bit more virtual. So how was the transition for you and your business there? Was it a big change?
Yeah, you know what? It was a big change for us because we had to let go a lot of the things that were, taking a lot of our time and giving it to someone else that we haven't really met in person. So that's a little scary for a lot of people. I know it was for me. But then you learn really quickly that it's the best thing that could have happened, right? Because now you free up a lot of your time because you're now trusting this person to do a lot of the work. So the transition was not that bad. We were lucky enough to have a great cyberbacker. Her name is Coach Sandy. Everyone's a coach here with us. So Coach Sandy's awesome. And she really helps us out a lot, So she already came with a lot of knowledge as far as the back end, telephone answering, all these things that were really important to us. And so it was very easy for her to catch up on that.
All right, that's good to know. Now, again, Coach Sandy, your cyberbacker, just for our listeners to know, of course. Now, before we talk about her more, how did you find out about Cyberbacker? Who told you about us?
So one of our martial arts parents is a realtor, very successful realtor, and he, I believe, partnered up with Cyberbacker. So he told us about it because he saw us constantly like running from here to there and, meetings and this and that. And he's like, have you guys ever thought about using a virtual assistant? And we're like, absolutely not. And he, met with us, had a little short meeting. We talked about it and he said, listen, just try it out. It's wonderful. I use it. I trust them with absolutely every part of my life. I have multiple cyberbackers, and it's been great. So we're like, all right, we give everything else a try. Why not?
There we go. And now you've been working with Sandy, your cyberbacker, for how long now? I forgot to ask earlier.
So we started with Cyberbacker in January. We had her fully trained by in a month. So by February, she was already up and going. Yeah.
Gotcha. So a few months into the partnership with Sandy then, before we talk about that more, before you got to work with her, you went through our hiring process. How did you know that just going through that process, that Sandy was the perfect fit for what your business needed?
You know what? The hiring process was actually very interesting with Cyberbacker. I didn't know it was so intense.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could say, and fast. Yeah. So I think they had us do a personality test, and then I guess they pair them up with other personality tests of some cyberbackers that might apply for the position. Then what we did was we had a one-on-one with like the hiring people just to see, where we're at, make sure like what we're looking for is what they're looking for as well. So that matches up. And then we had not an interview, but almost like a meet and greet with it was over Zoom, and it was, I want to say, at least 100 people on there, like tiny little boxes all over the place. And we were like, oh my God, it was like overwhelming. Like, how are we supposed to choose from this? So it wasn't so much us choosing them. It was more like them choosing us. So they could meet us and see what our business is about. And then from there, we ended up with like 3 cyberbacker live interviews where we can ask them questions and they would answer questions back. We have a really good hiring process ourselves. Just use the same questions that we normally would use and just ask them. And out of the 3, we ended up with Coach Sandy. So it was great.
So really a thought out process between you also, as you mentioned, you also had your own questions prepared for Sandy, of course. Yes. Now, one more question about her. What are the tasks that you let her do every day?
Oh my gosh, she does so much. It's funny, like when she first started, we were like, what do we give her? Like, we hired her, now what do we do? Right? Like you have a hard time letting go of some things that you do yourself and entrusting someone else to do them. So we started with just simple phone calls. Just pick up the phone when it rings. That's it. Right. Okay. And then little by little, we started giving her things. Now she pretty much is in charge of the phone system. Like it doesn't even ring on our end. She got it. She has that. She does our emails. She does our marketing for any events that we have going on. She does our Facebook marketing. It's amazing. She's taken tons and tons and tons of time out of us and also our team.
Yeah, because again, that time could be focused on more things to grow the business too, right? Because I think sometimes when you have a business, 24 hours isn't enough in a day, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, more about your partnership with Coach Sandy. What I'd like to know is, how did you create a strong bond with someone who's virtual, being it your first time? Because I know there might be some of our listeners that are going through the same thing that you did a few months ago. So do you have any tips that you can share with our listeners, Claudia?
Well, when we first started with her, we were doing daily team meetings. Okay. She was always part of that. We always had her on Zoom. She participated. She heard exactly what's going on the day-to-day, and that's super important.
Of course.
We're known in New Jersey to be super sarcastic people, so we're very sarcastic. And then she quickly, I think, learned that we were sarcastic. So now, we have a mutual, plaything. She's more of a friend now in a team. She's a team member as if she was here. Every single one of our clients thinks there's a Coach Sandy somewhere hidden in the back of our schools. They have no idea that she's somewhere else at all. They do know that she's foreign because she's got a small accent, but who doesn't have an accent in the United States? Everyone does. So, and the funny part is my daughter's name is also Sandy.
Oh.
And she teaches here. So she's what we call a senpai, which is kind of like a term for an instructor. So we have a senpai Sandy and a Coach Sandy. Oh. So whenever they see my daughter, they're like, oh, I send it to your daughter. And it's like, no, you send it to Coach Sandy. And then we explain how it's 2 different people. And my daughter always says, I will never call you. It will always be Coach Sandy. So it's really fun. Well, she was great. She's a sweet person. I love her personality. She's outgoing. And one of the reasons that we hired her is because she also has a child who's kind of elementary school age. So I knew she could create a lot of rapport with some of the people that were calling as well. So, and that has happened multiple times. So it's really good. Yeah.
Now, just a follow-up question right there, because you mentioned that some of the people are assuming that she's hidden somewhere there in the school or what, but what do you tell them? What do you tell your clients when they ask, where's Coach Sandy?
No, Coach Sandy works from home. I'm not lying. She's home. She's working from home. So
now, one last question for you, and I know for sure that Coach Sandy is going to be able to watch this once we have this online. So what we'd like to know is, what do you like most about her? Because you've mentioned a lot of good things about Sandy. We'd like to know what's top one. What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about her?
I love the way she takes it upon herself to just ask all the time what we need, because sometimes it's like you get so involved with the day-to-day that you almost forget she's there, right? Like she's answering phones, this, that, and the other, and you know she's busy and doing things. But the fact that even when it's not time for her to work, like it's outside of her work hours, she'll send me sometimes a quick message that says, hey, do you need anything? I know you have this big event going on tomorrow, and I know I'm not supposed to be working, but if you need anything, just let me know. I'm around. I love that, you know, and I've never actually asked her to do anything. I don't think, maybe I have once or twice outside of her work hours. But the fact that she's willing to help and has a conscious mind of like, they are going to be super busy tomorrow. Maybe I can help them out, even if it's just calling someone or emailing someone or texting someone, something, you know? So I love that she's super helpful like that.
And we are very glad that you've found your perfect cyberbacker. And of course, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership grows to for the next couple of months. But again, Claudia, thank you very much for dropping by. I hope we could do this again soon.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.